Hey you dudes, how are we doing? Yeah, so it's been about, I don't know, 3 weeks since uploaded, so I thought I might as well just do a wee Boogie thing here, just watching along. This is his birthday charity live stream from 2019. This is the one that I approached him on Twitter for and got him to unprivate so we could actually watch along with it. I haven't watched it since then, even though that was probably about a full month ago now, mainly because I wasn't really sure what I was going to do. I thought, oh, I'll do a drunk stream and do a wee reaction along with it, but the problem is then having to edit that, and I've been mumbling all over the place. And also, this is like 3 hours long, so there's no way at all I was going to actually be able to stay drunk that entire fucking time. So yeah, decided I'm going to do this wee stream, cut it up into pieces. I haven't actually watched it before, like I said. The main thing I'm interested in is the phone call with his wife, and I'm not actually sure what part of this happens, and I think it happens towards the end of it. So I'll cut it up, so hopefully it's a wee bit more digestible for you guys, and then hopefully get another video out for you this weekend. Alrighty, guys, so gonna jump into it here. I wanted to record it straight off. I've got it downloaded, obviously, but I wanted to record it straight off just so I could watch along with the chat, because I do think he does pretty well with the super chats and all with it. So let's get going here, guys.
I want to put chat on screen. How do I put? Okay, let me try to figure. Okay, I'm learning all of this as I go because I had originally I didn't think it was going to be possible to do this live stream today, and I was going to do something else for my birthday, but nothing else cropped up. So here we are. I'm here.
What? What are you talking about with that? Like the whole I wasn't gonna do this for my birthday, or I wasn't really sure. Oh, this was last minute, all that kind of shit. This was planned in advance. He had said this like a couple of weeks before, and it was right before he suddenly cancelled it. It wasn't for, oh, I don't know how to work the stream, or I don't know how to put chat on stream, or whatever the fuck nonsense he's talking about here. The reason he originally said that he wasn't going to do it was because he didn't want to accept the donations himself. He wanted to go directly to the other person, which can be set up. Like, I don't have super chats yet, so I'm not sure how easy it is, obviously. But all you do is do super chats for good, because even like Ethan Ralph was able to do it for the kill stream. So that was back in 2018. This is 2019, so the service clearly was available. So I don't get why Boogie's just lying again about this. It's just so Boogie, isn't it?
Do you hear what I'm saying? For every dollar you donate to the Tiltify link in the description box below, or if you go through here, but I prefer the Tiltify link because I don't have to pay taxes on what you donate through the Tiltify link. But for every dollar we raise through Tiltify,
of course, it's about taxes.
I'm going to match it dollar for dollar. Okay,
of course, it's about
so
taxes.
hit that link down in the description.
This is the guy who always online is just like, hey guys, I'm such a socialist, you know, that the rich should be taxed more. And then he comes out and goes like, for this charity live stream, guys, by the way, please donate only through this link so I don't have to pay taxes on it. Also, I'm going to use this all as a write-off. Also, I buy Magic the Gathering cards at a wholesale price and sell them off for cash so the government can't keep track of it, so I can write those off as a tax expense for my business as well. Like, everything. The whole holier than thou thing. This is why people don't like you, Boogie. It's why people get annoyed like so easily about you. Is because you do this whole thing where it's like, I'm so nice. I'm such a good moral person. But then you do everything bad that is like the stereotype of like a rich person, for example, or a fat person, or a creepy pervert male feminist. You know, you do every single thing. You're like an amalgamation of parody of every single thing you seem to represent, and it is just kind of weird, to be fair.
So many super chats. Again, please use the link in the description box below if you can, because that's where I would prefer. That's where I would prefer the money to go, because otherwise I'm going to end up paying taxes on it anyway. All right, so let me figure out how. I've got to figure this out
again. How, okay, it's like, okay, just read the description, you guys. Just do who reads the description on a live stream? Like, who honestly ever opens a live stream up and immediately goes to the description of it? Like I said, like, let's go down here. Okay, still open. You can still see there, he did raise a good amount of money, you know, that's respect for him and all. The biggest problem is I won't actually give him respect because, like, he didn't do it for, like, good charitable reasons. So I'm not really going to suck his dick or anything like that. But be like, oh, you're such a saint, Boogie. You only did this because you had made such a colossal tit of yourself. You were trying to make up for it, from Etika's death to ruining VidCon for a bunch of people by going around telling them all that you were going to kill yourself, to the Eye of Soul messages being released, to your appearances in live streams where you're making yourself look like a massive dickhead. All that stuff. So you had to kind of make up for it. So that's why I think he only makes like $3,000 something in this. And as you see, he donated 8,000 there. It's because he like rounded it up or something like that. He took it up to like 8,500 himself, or whatever that fucking figure was. I don't even know. Let's have a wee look here. 8,059. What a weird one. Because he rounded up himself because, I was a day late in paying them, so I thought I'd throw in an extra $1,000. It's like, no, you just wanted to look as high an amount as possible because you were just, I don't know, kind of upset and worried that you were looking like a massive dildo.
So, would you guys, for those of you who have not seen the Francis music video, who wants to see it now? If you want to see it now in chat, I want to hear in chat, say, Boogie, I want to see the music video right now.
He's gonna do it, isn't he? He's gonna make us fucking watch this. I have watched this before. Only once. It was when I was doing my monetizing mental health video for it. I've seen it only once. And it is genuinely very unenjoyable. That's why I did it. Which is a terrible skit, to be fair. The whole, like, could you have done something nuts shit? That whole awful fucking skit that is so cringe. But, like, oh god, he's gonna make us watch it. And it is so fucking terrible. I might just include it in this just to make you guys suffer a wee bit. So, yeah, get fucked.
And we will push it through. Oh, but then that might be copyrighted. I'm worried about that. Would that be copyrighted music?
Yes.
Because I've never live streamed on...
Boogie, Teeth, look, Atomic Rhino 7, mate. Get fucked. Get fucked. I will swear on YouTube for that. Get fucked. What the fuck are you talking about, dickhead? Holy shit. I was saying, every once in a while I like to look at the comment section and say... Stacy. What the fuck is wrong with you, Stacy? I don't even know what to say about that. I don't know what the fuck to say about that. Cease the day? Is that a Zoomer slang for killing yourself, mate? It's meant to be seize the day, dildo? His fans are fucking stupid. I hate his fans so much. I hate his fans more than I hate him. Because his fans are all like children or weirdos. Boogie, were you my most recent sub? He doesn't even sub to his friends, mate. He's not subbing to you. You have a nice smile. Oh, Logan Slaughter. What the shit, sir? No more... Yes, so... I like to look at his fans occasionally because his fans are just... Oh my Christ. I didn't even notice that one at the bottom. Profanity. I like you, sir. Yep. Tao Mick... I agree with you there, so what the fuck is this, chat? Yeah, can't copyright your own vid. It's the music playing, you absolute dickhead. Alright, sorry, now I'm just shitting on his fans here. Get back to it.
Hi, Sammy. Did you want everybody to see you real quick? Well, you want to come up? You come up? Yeah, come on up here. And let me show you the crowd. Let me show you the crowd. Look at how many people's in here.
This is only 3 years ago, and back then, even he could bend over and pick up his, like, ugly little dog. How come he can't do that anymore? Is it possibly because you're fatter than you were back then, or anything like that? No, it couldn't be possible. Because I was expecting just a full beanbag treatment he usually does, where he just lies back in his chair and just like, and slaps away at himself like a big fucking ham steak. It's just like, okay, back then you could bend over and pick up your dog. It's very clear evidence now that you can't. Where are your gamer news vids? Alexander, I hope you don't keep waiting for those, because it's 3 years later, and those have not come back yet, sir.
I don't think they're going to share any private information, so I'm going to do a screen share so you guys can see. Let's do the screen share here real quick. Can you guys see? All right, here we go. Let's check it out. Donors for Boogie's birthday.
I think you're my favourite YouTube person. You have very low standards, Kenneth. So exciting to see Boogie live from Anonymous, $20. It's not bad. This is wonderful, Boogie. Thank you for spending your birthday for a good cause. What else would he be doing, Renee? Renee, if you're honest with yourself, what else would he be doing? He doesn't have any friends. He doesn't have a girlfriend. Like, despite at this point, I think it's around the time when he was pretending he was with Lucy Fox. I think this is about that time. I'm not 100% sure on the time scale for the Lucy Fox thing. Congrats on the weight loss. Keep smashing your goals. Cutting the caboose. You are about to be incredibly disappointed over the next 2 years, my friend. I love you. Boogie, tell me you love me. No. Okay. Cringe.
God, the screen seems so empty. The screen seems so...
Bro! This is wild. It is just wild to watch these fucking weirdos. Stacey! You thirsty bitch! She's back again! Holy fuck! What a time to pause! Stacey's back again! Wizard Wiki Berwick. Smidgen, you've posted that about 17 fucking times. Honest to God, Boogie's given me so little here to talk about. So we are 11 minutes into this only, like, but he has given me so... Maverick Neo. Sir. He's given me so little to talk about. Honestly, his chat is more entertaining at the minute. This is 11 minutes of how do I put my chat on the screen? And why aren't you donating through a link so I can write this off to fucking tax you plebs? Alright. Okay. Fuck me sideways.
Do you guys want me to get dark with it, or do you guys want to keep the stream light for a little while?
Do you know what? Just don't.
I don't know what you guys want. I don't know if you guys just want to have fun.
It's just so
Boogie, how can I meet you? Well, you'd have to meet me at a convention. I'll be at a convention in Phoenix, Arizona. So 2 years ago, I got gastric bypass surgery. And I've lost 250 pounds from my biggest ever. From surgery, I lost like 150 pounds. I'm currently sitting at about 345 pounds.
Okay. I based on how he looks here, where he actually looks healthier than he does nowadays. Like, what am I doing? He looks healthier than he does nowadays. It doesn't look like we've had a 40-pound weight gain, especially for someone his size. 40-pound weight gain isn't huge. It isn't noticeable. The one thing Boogie does there that bothers me, apart from he's going to blame his gastric bypass surgery that happened 2 years ago, I don't remember basically anything that happened to me 2 years ago and don't treat it as something depressing and sad in my life. Maybe I'm unique. Maybe Boogie is the standard, but I don't really look back at things from 2 years ago and go, oh my god, poor me, woe is me, blah, blah, blah. But he does this thing where he's constantly like, I'm down 250 pounds, guys. Yep, I'm down 250 pounds. And then very quickly, from my heaviest. Because he always adds that wee bit in the end, which isn't really how you should be treating weight loss. It is actually an unhealthy thing, in my opinion, how you should be treating weight loss. For example, when I was younger, I was fairly heavy at one point. So I decided, okay, I want to lose weight. So I decided to work out, went on keto, everything like that, cut a whole bunch of weight. And I got to a point where I was very happy and I stopped. Because I was like, I have lost X amount of weight in X amount of time. I am very happy with that right now. And then a wee bit later on, I got back into sports, got back into competition and stuff like that. So I decided I want to lose even more weight. I want to get down to my peak. And then I started losing weight. And anytime anyone asked me about, like, how much weight have you lost? How are you doing? I never went, well, I'm down this amount from the heaviest weight I've ever been in my life. Because, it's like, okay, but how's your weight going now? That's the important bit. That's where we're currently at. That's the journey. That's the story. It's like, how are you doing now? It doesn't matter how you're doing compared to blah many years ago. You have to focus on the now. Because if your weight loss isn't going well now, then your weight loss isn't going well. If it went well 3 years ago, congratulations, it went well 3 years ago. But how is it going now? And that's the thing Boogie always fucking does. And he always uses that as an excuse, especially now when he's floating around 400 and I don't know, I always thought he was about 430, 440, maybe towards 450 at this current moment in time. But if you asked him, he'd still be, well, compared to my heaviest, I'm still down to 140. And it's like, yeah, but at one point compared to your heaviest, you were down 260, 270. So that's bad. You're going the wrong way. But he's acting like it's a good thing because, well, from my heaviest, I am lower. I think you guys get what I'm talking about. I don't want to beat a dead horse.
Which is a good place to be. I'm pretty happy at 348 pounds. I still want to lose more. I'd like to lose another 100 pounds, give or take. But I'm pretty happy with where I am. But
These unnatural
right
processes
after
are
that
pissing me
surgery,
off.
I also got divorced.
Yep. You did?
And the divorce was the hardest thing I've ever done. And I have said this
Okay.
before, and I don't regret saying it. The divorce was the hardest thing I've ever done. I survived an abusive childhood. I survived almost dying several times, but the divorce was the hardest thing I've ever
What
done.
the shit?
Straight up.
I'm sorry.
I was so...
I don't like to mean people who almost die. Because, like, okay, to put it bluntly, I've almost died a couple of times. I'm sure you listening to this have almost died a couple of times. I guarantee that is not your entire personality, okay? It is not my entire personality. I don't routinely just go up to people and go, hey guys, do you know I nearly died? I nearly died one time. And make it like a major deal in my life. Shit happens, you know? How you deal with it is the important part. So, like, don't cling to this as your forever excuse where it's like, hey, well, at one point I nearly died. Boo-hoo, Boogie. Boo-hoo's all I really fucking have for you. Also, what a change this is, where it's like, oh, divorce is the hardest thing in my entire life. Even though apparently he knew it was coming for quite some time before that. And also nowadays, when he talks about it, he's like, oh, it's such a great thing. I'm so glad I got divorced because it allowed me to live such a free, amazing life now. Which obviously is just pure copium, but, you know, still.
I went with my best friend in the world to Walmart. I picked up a shotgun. I asked him to let me see a shotgun. I tried a junior shotgun. And I literally tried to determine, holding it there in my little mark cart, whether or not I could use that to kill myself. That's a thing I did. It's a very real story. I've never told the story.
You have. 100% you have. 1 wee second here. I'm going to treat this like a fucking live stream here and just check something out because 100% he has talked about that before. Too dark, man. We love you. Well, Eddie, buckle up, fucko. We're going on a ride here. But I am 100% sure that he has, because he's talked about that on PK before. I don't actually remember which one. So if you give me 1 wee second here, I'm just doing a bit of checking around the background. So PK, Boogie 2988. But I was sure it was before that, because he's only been on once since then. I think it was, which is this one.
No, I do genuinely care about...
Shut up. Which is this one, I think. I just got to double check when this one was released. This was released in May 2020. So I think it was that. So, sorry guys, I'll probably trim this. Yeah, okay, it's not that one. I didn't think it was. There's so many. This PK Clips channel fucking hates Boogie so much now that it is actually harder to find an actual PK with Boogie on it than it is to find the fucking clips where it's like Boogie is a massive dildo cock and shit like that. So...
Here's what I'm currently pissed off about.
Okay. Maybe I'll edit it in or something like that here, but I was 100% sure I was right. Boogie talks about this in November 2018. So this is not the first time he's ever told the story. I knew he was lying about that. He talked about it in November 2018 because I knew I'd heard it on one of the PKs before, where he talked, and I'm pretty sure he wasn't talking about. He didn't talk about it there.
You're going to hear a really dark story I've never told anywhere. This is so fucking dark.
Oh, is this it here?
So right about the time of the divorce, I was having like a lot of suicidal ideology, and I have not told the story anywhere else. I should not tell it. I'm not going to tell it. Fuck it. I went to Walmart and I'm like, hey ma'am, can I see one of those junior shotguns? And he's like, yeah. And my goal was just to see if I took the shotgun home with me, just in case I decided I wanted to end it, which I had considered.
Yeah.
Whether or not I could hold this and get it in my mouth, pull the trigger.
Yeah, I'm going to stop giving you gun advice at this point.
Okay.
I
So no, I'm just kidding. I'm
picture
kidding.
Boogie at Dick's Sporting Goods with the barrel in his mouth. Like, yeah, this will do.
Right, and so I'm like, I look at the gun and I'm like, okay, this is not a good decision I'm making right now. I need to give this man back this gun. But that is the day I became aware that there were multiple shotguns, because my roommate who was with me, who was obviously trying to just help me survive the divorce and survive everything, he looks over and he's like, that was like a 20 gauge. And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, look, if you buy one, you really want the 12 gauge. And I don't know if he meant to like
You don't want to just be injured.
It doesn't really make any sense because of Boogie's general booginess, to be fair, because he talked about his other suicide plans in other videos and other podcasts and stuff. Like, I'm not going to go hunting for those in particular, but I really just wanted to check that one out because I was sure about it. So we've seen what that is. So now let's see what he actually says in this bit, because I am 100% convinced it's going to clash in some way. But yeah, you might have noticed at the end there he's talking about, that's when I knew gauges existed, because my friend said, no, you don't use a 20 gauge, you get a 12 gauge instead. Earlier on in the thing, Boogie didn't understand really what gauges were. He had to be told by Kyle what a gauge was. And then now, after he got told by Kyle what a gauge is, he's now claiming he's like an expert in gauges and knows about different gauges. So yeah, that's just Boogie being Boogie. That whole podcast is pretty good. Every once in a while I was tempted to do like a breakdown of those with Boogie on them, but I feel kind of scummy doing PKA, because I'd rather people just go and watch the PKs because I like those guys a lot. So I don't fucking know.
But I realized I couldn't do that to you guys. I realized I couldn't do that to myself. I realized I couldn't do that to my dog. And I decided to keep fighting.
Oh, that.
But you guys have seen how the last couple of years have turned out for me.
Sorry, that timeline doesn't work. The time, pretty much, he's already told the story about killing himself and his dog saving him, because he watched Afterlife, which was really funny, because he nearly got called for it on the H3H3 podcast when he was talking to him about his plans to kill himself, but he looked at his dog and was like, oh my god, I'm not going to. But that was when he was talking about killing himself in December 2018, not in December 2017, like he was just talking about. So, yeah, that doesn't actually work in any way there when he's like, 2017, I decided not to because of my dog. It was actually 2018, dude. You fucked up your time scale there a wee bit.
It's because my content just has not been as good as I wanted it to be, because I have been completely batshit crazy. I don't know how I can explain that to you, because I know on the internet I come across as relatively sane. Relatively, I should say, because it's pretty obvious.
All right, first. That was a good one. Also, this is why I like going back and watching Boogie's old stuff, because how Boogie talks now is totally rewriting history, but the thing is, Boogie oftentimes gets rid of these old videos, or he just forgets about them entirely and then just thinks no one will go back and watch them, so he doesn't really give a shit. But Boogie's him going like, oh well, the thing is, guys, I went literally insane. I was crazy. I was literally insane. But nowadays, when he talks about it and he does his apology video, like the one he did at the start of August, where he's pretty much saying, oh guys, I'm so sorry. It was that he was playing a character, and he was trying to be a comedic Andy Kaufman-esque character online. But now it's, oh no guys, I was actually, sorry, back then it was, oh no, I was entirely crazy. So this is what I like about Boogie. Boogie changes stories fucking constantly.
Obvious I'm fucking crazy. But between losing my ability to eat...
Fuck up, Dylan. Fuck up, Dylan. Stop being such a pussy.
Losing my wife, losing most of my friends because of the divorce, losing my will to fight, losing my will to whatever.
Why would you lose your friends because of a divorce? That doesn't make any sense. Like, I don't know. One of my mates got divorced. I didn't go like, oh, sorry, dude. Sorry, I'm going to have to write you out of my life here because you got divorced. I was only interested in you because you were a married man. Where does that even come from? Especially because his wife doesn't live anywhere near him. So that doesn't make any sense at all. Okay, he previously talked about, I think it was back in 2016, 2017, that kind of time scale. He was talking about a time where his girlfriend cheated on him with his best friend at the time. And because of that, she broke up with him. The two of them split after she cheated on him with his best friend, and that caused a rift in the friend group. That makes sense, okay, because some people might be uncomfortable to hang around with them, etc., etc., etc. It doesn't make any sense that your wife and you got divorced and you're both great friends, still on amazing terms. There's no issues in your relationship whatsoever, but for some reason your friend group splits. That doesn't actually make any sense. I've never heard him make that claim before, that he lost his friends because of his divorce. Yeah, okay, that's fair. That's probably the 17 minutes in, and it's the first interesting thing he has actually said about this entire thing. So yeah, okay, we're going well so far, guys.
I've said some stupid shit in this last couple years. I have said some really stupid shit. You guys remember I said something stupid on the H3 podcast. I said stupid shit on live streams. I've made offensive jokes. I made a racist joke at one point. The circumstances in that, I mean, I wasn't trying to be racist at the time, but it definitely came across as racist.
There's excuses.
I said something homophobic on the H3 podcast. And it's because I have not been in my right fucking mind. I have been completely fucking insane. So 2 months ago, if you asked me what I was going to do for my birthday, I would have told you that I was going to retire from YouTube and wait until you guys forgot about me.
This is so stretched out. Holy fuck,
and
dude.
in my life.
Okay. So, that entirely contradicts 7 out of the 42 stories he's told. I don't... Let's go with the number here. Yes, he has made this claim before. Boogie has made this claim before that he was going to drift off, wait around for a while, and after people forgot about him and no one cared about him anymore, he was finally going to kill himself. No one plans their suicide that far ahead. No one is like, life is unbearable for me right now. Everything is pain and I hate waking up every single day, so I'm going to kill myself in 6 years when people have forgotten about me. No one acts like that. That is a ridiculous statement. No one plans their suicide half a decade in advance. That is silly. That is a silly claim. Bullshit. Secondly, he has claimed so many fucking different things with it. Like, oh, I was going to kill myself if I wasn't able to resurrect my channel. Oh, but I decided not to kill myself because I didn't want to hurt my fans. Oh, I didn't want to kill myself because I didn't want to hurt YouTube creators I spoke to at VidCon who blamed themselves. Oh, I decided not to because of my dog. Blah, blah, blah. All these different, like, the DMT thing, for example, where he took hallucinogenic drugs once and he claims that literally fixed him and he's never been suicidal or bad since or anything like that, even though he kept acting exactly the same way afterwards, so nothing changed about him whatsoever. It's, I don't know, it is kind of just embarrassing to see a grown-ass man who at that point I think was 45 years old or something like that, just acting like an absolute child. He also claimed, I think it was on the kill stream with Ethan Ralph, he claimed that he was going to take some kind of medication, I think it was his heart medication, and a bunch of anti-nausea medication, and that would cause him to have a heart attack, and it would look natural, and his best friend would find him, you know, when he came back from Christmas break, and everyone would just think he died of a heart attack naturally. So no one would be upset, no one would be worried. Like, how does that make sense? How does that make sense in the same way of like, oh, I was going to kill myself to draw attention to Etiquette killing himself that he claimed when he was talking to Monday Matt and Boulder Talk? This is what I'm saying. None of the stories make sense. And I feel like even my monetizing mental health thing covers a lot of this, but a lot of it still isn't covered. Because every once in a while I find a new time he's talked about this, and it's always a different story. I just think, this is why I think Boogie is kind of fascinating, because of how often he lies. I was thinking about it recently that you know someone's a manipulative person and a total actual compulsive liar when they have to lie about everything. And that's just when I'm looking at his tweets. When I see a tweet pop up where he's talking about his therapist and he gives like what their conversation was, and you're just looking at it going like, who believes this is real? This isn't even how normal humans talk. Who believes this is actually real? But Boogie's a compulsive liar. He has to lie about everything. He can't say something and just leave it there and it's like, oh, that's it, that's my lie. He has to keep adding details, and every time he talks about anything he has to add 17 extra details, because in his head he is a liar. So he thinks, okay, people will catch me out and they will realize I'm lying if I don't give enough details, not realizing that a lot of people see that when you give a lot of details unnecessarily, it's proof that you're lying, because normal people don't give that much. If I said, hey guys, yeah, I'm just back from dinner, I wouldn't go like, hey guys, I'm just back from dinner, and for dinner I had only 1 chicken breast and 2 pieces of broccoli, you know, because I'm on a diet, you know. However, I wasn't even able to finish it, and then my dog came over and looked at me and was thinking about having the chicken, and I was like, oh well, if he eats the chicken, that saves me from eating it. No one does that. No one tells an entire story about, I had dinner, it was tasty. Boogie, however, needs to make everything a story, which shows he's a liar. It also shows he has an incredibly fucking boring life, that dinner has to be the most interesting thing that ever fucking happened to him.
And I had also talked about wanting to end my life today to a lot of my friends, to a lot of YouTubers. You can ask almost any YouTuber that's out there at E3, at VidCon, phone calls, DMs, messages.
So
I
E3 as
talked
well?
to everybody about my suicidal thoughts and my suicidal tendencies.
Godzilla! What was that from, dude?
And I told most of those people that I was going to kill myself.
Soldier Side System, you're as fake as your teeth. Nice. Sorry, Boogie, I won't let him listen to you.
Now,
Some guy treating this like Google. How to get
am I
views
still
in
here?
2019.
well,
Suicidal awareness. You have Facebook. Okay, Ryan.
here's why I'm still here. This little guy literally can't live without me.
Okay, fantastic. I don't like pausing this so much. I'm sorry, guys. Who knows? Maybe you guys are up for a fucking 3-hour stream. The dog thing annoys me because, okay, originally he said, well, in this he's now claimed that it was 2017 December that his dog stopped him from killing himself. Previously he claimed that it was December 2018 that he had decided to kill himself. Because originally one of his claims was in 2017 he decided to spend all of his money and then live his best life in 2018 and spend all his money on Disneyland and hookers. That's literally what he claimed. And then in December, when his friend was away, he was going to kill himself. However, when he was there, waiting to kill himself, he looked at his dog and suddenly was like, I can't kill myself. Because that's, if no one's watched Afterlife yet, apparently that is the main storyline in it. I haven't watched Afterlife because I don't give a shit. But even when he was talking about that in the H3 podcast, they pointed out, oh, it's like Afterlife. And he's like, oh, yeah, that was a good show, wasn't it? I hadn't watched it at that time. I was like, oh, Christ, that's so embarrassing. But now he's talking about the dog again. And my thing was always, okay, in 2018, in December, you were going to kill yourself, but you realized I can't because of my dog. That dog's not overly old, especially not back in 2018. But he decided, okay, well, I'll hold off for 7 months and then kill myself. It's like, well, what about the dog? That doesn't make any... What? How does that make any fucking sense? Your dog's not going to die in the next 7 months. It's still young. You know? It's not like I was like, okay, well, when my dog dies, I will immediately kill myself. That would make more sense. But when you're like, oh, I decided to put it off for 7 months. It's like, well, why would you expect your dog to die in the next 7 months? What the fuck?
he is so codependent that he literally will, even right now, just because I'm in the studio, he's sleeping right here on his little stool with his leg up against me because he can't live without me.
Well, he could with a new owner or something like that. Like my dog is literally lying pressed up against my leg when I'm recording this, and they're a rescue dog. Like, you know, like dogs move on. Like the reasoning is silly, and I'm a big dog person. I love dogs, but the reasoning doesn't make any sense. But shout out to your boy Dig, who is asking the prominent questions in chat during this. What in the shit? His chat is fucking wild. Awee! Can we hear Ryan during this emotional story be like, hey, can we hear Francis? Because that is really all his fans give a single solitary shit about. Or Putnam 2.0, who's said that message 17 times already.
If you don't have a pet and you are depressed, if you are anxious, if you are suicidal, if you don't have a pet, I recommend you get one.
I don't.
Because they can and will save your life.
It's a hard disagree with me on this one, because especially a dog. Dogs, like Boogie doesn't do anything for his dog whatsoever. He barely even picks up his shit. Literally has Chad around to pick up his dog's shit. I do not recommend that if you are depressed to get an animal. For a lot of people, sure, with some people it could help you. It could be a motivation. I don't think you should, however, not kill yourself because, I'll be leaving my dog behind. Because if you're going to kill yourself, you probably aren't thinking about your dog, if we're being 100% honest. Like, the biggest thing also, thanks Nuts for the Salmon Tulky shout out. I don't think you should be getting a dog if you're depressed, because a lot of times you will just not really care for your dog very well, because if you can't care for yourself, you're hardly going to care for a dog. I don't really think it's fair on the dog, especially someone like Boogie. Like, his dogs do not seem overly well taken care of. Like, and that's not me shitting on him, that's not me thinking he's a bad person or anything, but if your dog has shit lying around on the floor, you probably aren't looking after your dog very well at all. That's my opinion, but I think this is awful advice, and if anyone is listening who is depressed or suicidal or anything along those lines, don't listen to it unless you are 100% certain that if you get a dog, it will be motivation for you to get up and get out of the house to walk it, because exercising will help you if you are depressed or suicidal. Boogie, however, doesn't really walk his dogs. He occasionally films himself walking his dogs, but he doesn't really do it.
And I am proud to tell you that this dog has saved my life. Because when I was at my lowest, when I was convinced that you guys would be better off without me,
What a claim.
when I was convinced that I could die for a good cause, that I could die for a good reason,
What a
when
claim.
I was convinced
This is ridiculous.
that my death could mean something and that my life no longer did, this little fucker right here, I'm trying not to cry, guys. I'm sorry. I really don't want to cry.
You don't look like you're going to cry, if I'm being honest
So I'm
with
just
you.
closing my eyes so I don't cry, okay?
You don't really look like you're
This
crying,
little
dude.
fucker here kept me here. Then Etika passed. And if you guys don't know this, while live streaming the day that Etika went missing, I made a joke that he was going to reappear and be okay. It was a horrible, tasteless, awful fucking joke. I was so fucking stupid. I just really, really, really wanted him to come back. I really wanted him to be alive.
Yeah, usually I joke around about people I'm heavily concerned for. What the fuck are you talking about? I don't know. I don't remember the exact time scale of this, to be honest. So I don't remember if it was exactly the day Etika went missing or anything like that. I just know not long after Etika went missing, he was on stream with McJuggernuggets and he was joking around about Etika suddenly reappearing again. I don't believe that. You know, it's just Boogie retroactively pretending he cares. Like, look at this. Does this look like he's getting ready to cry? It doesn't. Like, his eyes aren't moist. He's not watering, anything like that. Nothing here suggests he's going to cry. This is just all an act.
And I saw the effect that a suicide can have on this community, and it wasn't a good impact. It wasn't a good effect.
You implied that no one
So
cared
when we
about his
lost
suicide?
Etika,
What?
I made a decision to try to stick this out and see what we can do to talk about mental health on YouTube, to see what we could do to talk about suicidal thoughts, suicidal tendencies, see if we could save some lives.
What are you talking about?
But if I was going to save anybody else's life, I had to start by saving my own. I had to make the decision that I was going to live and that I was going to endure this and that I was going to stick it out. So I made that decision. And now this is the first step in the right direction.
Okay, so now we're at the point where he decided to live because Etika killed himself. A lot of his talking about killing himself came after Etika. I think, honest to God, I think all of it. Pretty much all the sources I've found are all after Etika. They're all around the start of July. Be it his solo messages, his live stream where he's talking about killing himself, or anything like that, or anytime he really talks about it online, years later, he always makes it sound like, oh, well, I plan to kill myself 2 years before that. But the problem is, I don't really buy it, if I'm being 100% honest with you. Like I said before, it just seems like I say, he changed his story again. Now he doesn't want to kill himself because Etika killed himself, because he now wants to draw attention to mental health. Even though, as you all saw my ramble over the the Boulder Talk thing, he said because no one cared about Etika killing himself, he wanted to kill himself. So, where are we? Where are we right now? I was going to make a video at one point. I decided that I was going to be like, oh, I'm going to make a video where I list all of Boogie's lies with like evidence, and I was just like, it would take too long. If I'm being entirely honest with you, it would take so long, because even for like this one story, How many times have I talked about this? How many different videos have I had where we've referenced it and stuff like that? Like, how many clips would I need to fucking show? We have Dick Masters podcast, the Killstream podcast, Boulder Talk podcast, got this charity stream that he had hidden. We have tweets. We've got the I Have Soul messages, which is like 500 fucking thousand messages. You're like, how much would I need to say about it for just this one lie? To cover this, if I made a video dedicated just to this and all the stories, including clips, it would be 2 hours long. And there's no way I could do that.
My pet rat Whip saved my life. Yeah, pets are good at that. As I got better and overcame it, he passed away. I'm so sorry. I worry about the day that Sammy passes. I think it's really going to wreck me. I believe he came to me when I needed him and left when he left. Felt like I was finally happy. Love you, Boogie. I'm so glad.
Dude, okay. Well, listen to that again.
Came to me, passed away. I'm so sorry. My pet rat Whip saved my life. Yeah, pets are good at that. As I got better and overcame it, he passed away. I'm so sorry. I worry about the day that Sammy passes. I think it's really going to wreck me. I believe he came.
Okay, imagine 20 minutes ago in the stream talking about how, oh, my dog's the only reason I'm still alive. And then when this person says, oh yeah, my dog died, and then I was thinking, not long after I got better and felt better. And Boogie's response is, yeah, I worry about when Samuel died. That'll probably wreck me. It's just like, a second here, you're like, he's the only reason you're still alive. Wouldn't your response be a lot more grave if that was your case? Or are you thinking, okay, well, if he does die, I am going to kill myself? But no, he responds to that so casually.
To me when I needed him and left when he left. Felt like I was finally happy. Love you, Boogie. I'm so glad, Emma. This is a holistic healing ring. So, I don't know if you guys know a fellow YouTuber by the name of McJuggernuggets, Jesse Ridgway. Him and I are fairly close. We make videos together all the time. If you have not seen our collaborations, I would love it if you would watch our collaborations. But we were doing what might be our very final collaboration in the narrative that he tells, the storyline that he tells, where I play the bad guy. And we were filming it up in Branson, Missouri. So while we were up in Branson, Missouri, we walked by a store that did holistic healing. And a woman standing out front, she says, any of y'all deal with any pain? And I sarcastically said under my breath something like, my balls hurt all the time. Or something like that. I don't remember what I said, but something like that. And Jessie, she turns around, she goes, oh, do you have pain, sir? I could help you with that.
Yeah.
Well, okay, that's silly, right? I don't think she could actually help me, but whatever, right? Let's go in and check it out, right? So Jessie decides we want to go in. We all go in.
You just said you did.
And
what?
We go into this place, and she does this stupid thing. It's a stupid bar trick where she shows you your balance. She shows you your balance. She shows you your balance without the ring. Then she puts the ring on, and she puts the bracelet on, whatever it is she puts on. And then she's like, see how much better your balance is with the ring on? Ice cream truck. I want ice cream. Oh, God, I want ice cream. Okay. Anyway, it's bullshit. It's a bar trick. It's the dumbest bar trick. It's the dumbest bar trick in the world.
And yet it's still bought the ring.
BS.
What?
Okay? So, I'm looking up at the walls, and they have these photos of people. These rings helped me with my cancer pain. These rings helped me with my Alzheimer's. These rings helped me with my diabetes. These rings help me with my erectile dysfunction. These rings help me with my whatever.
You're going a bit too close to home there, Boogie, in the last two. What is this story? What the fuck is this story?
It's because I wanted to remember that there's a woman in Branson selling actual Amazon $12 rings for $100 to cancer patients.
What the fuck story
and that
is
is pure fucking evil, if you ask me.
And you financially supported that woman so she can continue to do her business, and now she can claim, I sold a ring to a mortally obese man and he lost a lot of weight. He's a famous YouTuber. You just financially supported that. What the it's like if you knew, I'm trying to think of a good example here. It's like if you knew a guy was literally Hitler, and like he was like, oh, but I do good art commissions. And you're like, oh, I like his art, so I'll buy an art commission from him. But I'm not. It's bad that he's Hitler, but I will give him $100. It's like what are you talking about, you fucking psychopath? This is what I said. It's hilarious it's all come around to this. This is what I said earlier on when I was like, he's a compulsive liar when he has to add more and more and more and more and more details. He can't just be like, oh yeah, do you know what, I saw this ring and I thought, fuck it, I like it, it's a nice one. It has to be a story. It has to be like a full 300-step walkthrough of like, oh yeah, I was walking in the street and for some reason there's a woman out asking people if they had pain to lead them into her shop. It's like, well, what modern shop like really does that? I don't know if America's different, like, but I've never seen people do that where they're out standing in front shouting, do you have pain? Like a full snake oil salesman, like playing to that exact parody, like I said earlier on. And he's like, oh yeah, and then I said my balls hurt, ha. I said, maybe she picked you because you're like fucking 450 pounds. Maybe it's that reason, not because you're sore testicles. And then you went in and you were disgusted by her, so you decided to buy a ring that's $90 over price. It's 900% what it's worth, or whatever, however math works. I don't know. What was that story? The fuck? You wanted a keepsake of the time you and Jesse hung out to make a video? There's a video of it. Oh, I actually need to check to see if he's still wearing that after him and Jesse had the fallout. That would confirm if the story's real or not. 1 second. Story might have some merit, boys. May have some merit. He's not wearing the ring. This is his newest video. Posted up. Another stunning example of him selling his mental health on charity. So he's not wearing the ring. So maybe it is a wee bit more believable now. Who knows?
When am I getting the Tesla?
Your call has been...
No! All right, let me call McJugger Nuggets. So I'm not getting the Tesla. Basically, the Tesla story as it is, of course, this will never show up on your Reddits or whatever, but here's what happened. Basically, I was with McJuggernuggets in DC, and they convinced me to put $2,500 down on the Tesla.
Oh, they convinced
and I'm like,
you?
great, here's your
fault now.
They're like, we will build your Tesla, we will ship it to you, you're going to have to finance it, whatever. I'm like, all right, I'll finance it, cool. But there's a little cool down period whenever you buy a Tesla because they have to build the car, so they're like, we can deliver it to you in 3 or 4 weeks. I'm like, great. And then I got home and I'm like, man, what am I doing spending most of my money on a fucking car? The car's worth as much as my fucking house. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm like, why would I spend that much on a car? That's crazy.
But you're the one who said you did. So what's your point?
Aren't we paying for it? That's what everybody thought. Right?
Well,
anyway,
no, but we would be paying for it.
The internet's like, Boogie, you're trying to get your fans to pay for the car. Do you guys want to pay for a Tesla? Because we'll do a Tesla stream.
I know you do that.
I'm not against you paying for a car, but obviously I never expected you to pay for a car. That's
This is okay. This is my point about Boogie, where it's not mental health, it's not playing a character or anything like that. He's just an idiot who doesn't learn. Like, whose reaction would be that? Where it's like, okay, well, you originally said you paid for the car. No, I didn't pay for the car. Oh, well, you want us to pay for it because that's why you're on here begging for super chats. No, I never said anything like that. But if you do, and then that's where the whole thing came from, where he was on stream joking around. And yeah, it was pretty clearly a joke that he was saying, oh yeah, buy me a Tesla. Like even the way he's saying it. But then he does this, where it makes it seem like less of a joke, where he immediately is just like, I'm not expecting you guys to do it. Like, yeah, if you want to do it, yeah, donate. It's like, so do you want your fans to do it or do you not? Like, you're kind of going back and forth on this now. Like I say, he's an idiot who doesn't learn because he's narcissistic and he thinks he's above everyone else and he doesn't realize that people have a memory. That's why he tries to act like nothing ever happened and always tries to change the story every time he tells it.
Crazy. That's completely insane. I was never expecting guys to pay for a car. But it would have wiped out most of what was in my bank account if I bought a car. So basically I decided not to get the car. Simple as that. Yeah, once the internet lost its mind over that car, I just decided not to get the stupid thing.
Okay, so once the in the same sentence, you just contradicted you. Well, I decided not to get it because it's like, well, it's worth as much as my house and would wipe out most of what I have in savings, even though he talked about getting on finance, and finance isn't, you don't pay the whole thing off in one go from your savings, you pay it monthly, that's what the fucking point of finance is. But then he's just like, oh, but then the internet lost their mind at me, so I decided not to get it. Which you just give two entirely different reasons why you decided not to get it. How do you do that? How do you do that? As Judge Judy says, you don't need to have a good memory if you tell the truth.
All right, let's see if we can get McJuggernaught's to answer here.
Oh yes, can't fucking wait.
But I still don't understand why people thought I was expecting you to pay for the car. That's so weird.
Because you said it.
I was never expecting anybody to pay for the car other than me.
Okay, it's because you said it.
I was never expecting anybody to pay for the car other than me. It's so fucking weird. I still don't know how people thought that. Okay, hold on.
If you said 7 more times, we'll all believe you. Over and over and over again. I don't know. I just don't know. I just don't know.
Okay, it's ringing.
You're so annoyed about it. You do this all the time when you're annoyed. You always repeat yourself.
Would I fit
over
in a
and
Tesla?
over
Yeah,
and
I drove a Tesla. It was great.
I don't want to pull up another PKA clip. Like, I'm not going to go hunting for it. But he talked about this on PKA. He talked about the Tesla thing on PKA, where he was talking about how he had decided he was going to get it because it'd be an investment and it would pay for itself. I can't remember. I think it was the newest PKA because Woody talks to him about the Tesla drama. But it's like 481 or something like that. But he talks about the Tesla, and he's like, "Oh, I thought I could get it, and it would be an investment because I'd be able to do videos showing it, show as a fat person driving it and getting into it and stuff like that, and then I could drive around, do the trips in my Tesla and stuff like that." Yeah, now it's entirely infeasible, and he wasn't going to do it at all. And he's like, "Oh, there's a video of me driving it." It's like, but that was the point that you said at one point, that you were getting it to drive around in it and film videos of you driving around in it because it would pay for itself.
How live is this live stream, Boogie? Live enough, King Dino, to where I saw your message just as you typed it.
Your call has been...
No! God damn it, no one's going to answer. I'm spending 100. If you give 1,000, I'm donating 1,000. If you're one of these people here from Reddit or from one of those 4chan or wherever those places are, if you're one of those people, here...
Suspicious that you didn't mention Kiwi Farms, when apparently you've now gone on to blame Kiwi Farms for literally everything bad that's ever happened to you in your entire fucking life. Kind of weird that he mentioned Reddit and 4chan, even though he now claims that it was all Kiwi Farms. I still haven't watched his videos, by the way. I was going to do like a drunken react to them, but I haven't been out drinking for a while because I'm getting ready for a competition. So I don't know. I'll watch them some point. Maybe stick it in the comment section if you want me to do like a live react to them, because I know there's 2 of them now, and I'll just do them back to back. Just let me know, guys.
This is because at the end of the day, like I said, I've been suffering from suicidal feelings, suicidal impulses for the last few years, and this last 6 to 8 weeks, especially 6 weeks ago, 8 weeks ago, I would have told you that I had every intention of killing myself on my birthday. I was telling that to every YouTuber that would listen, every friend that would listen, but I'm not. I'm going to stay here. I'm going to be here. I'm going to fuck you. But if you want to make sure I have way less money, help me spend $10,000 of my dollars today. Hit that link in the description box below, and we will spend that money right now. You got $1, you got $5, you got $10, whatever you got. $10,000. Do you honestly expect us to believe $10,000 will make us broke? No, of course not. $10,000 is not going to make me broke. It's going to empty one of my bank accounts, absolutely. But no, I'm worth more than that. I'm no millionaire, though. That's one of the craziest things I see all the time. How much money do you guys think I have? This is something I'm really curious. How much money do you guys think I have? Tell me in chat. How much money do you guys think I have? Because I'm really curious about that. All right, so if you think I'm worth $1 million, if you think I have $1 million, I do not. You are straight up wrong. I'm not a millionaire. I've never been a millionaire. I was temporarily a millionaire at one point, but then, I ended up splitting everything with my ex-wife, and we had...
No. What? This doesn't make... Okay. he always claimed that he made nearly $1 million in 2018. That's what his claim has been over and over and over again. That, I don't actually get paid that much on YouTube. However, in 2018, I nearly made $1 million. However, I split it with my wife. He makes that claim all the fucking time. However, I could never find this just quickly here. But he has could I find it maybe? I will have a wee look here actually. Just in the background. But he has made the claim before that he is, where is it? Is this it here? Haha, I think I might have found it. But he's made the claim that he was never $1 million, never had $1 million, and he had split it with his wife, and that's what ruined it, and he was nearly a millionaire. However, through digging, and I don't really want to dox him on this, so that's going to be a pain in the ass to try and see if I can get this without showing anyone's details, because I'm not really that. Sorry, I have my chair squeaking away. I think if I do it just like that, I think if I just show it like this, that should be okay. However, I don't really want to show too much, so I will just creep this out and I'll bring it across. Oof. Is that it? Is that okay? Is that showing up here? Yeah. So, plaintiff shall pay defendant half of the equity of $40,000 within 90 days. Okay? He maintains sole possession of the marital home and shall be solely responsible for any debts associated or encumbering the property and shall indemnify the defendant against the same. Plaintiff shall pay defendant her half the equity of $40,000 within 90 days of this decree. So, this is the divorce papers. I'm not going to... Believe me if you want, don't believe me. I don't pretend to give two thunder and fucks. So... This is the divorce paper here, okay? Boogie was not a millionaire. Boogie wasn't close to being a millionaire. Boogie paid, and he has said numerous times that he gave her half. That is law in Arkansas. You have to give half. $40,000. Half of the equity of $40,000. So what, she got $20,000? So their total equity was $40,000. Just saying.
Walked away. So I was very briefly for like a month worth about $1 million, including equity in the house and stuff like that. But then all that money disappeared, right? Because we got a divorce. She had to take her half. I had to take my half. So we split it down the middle, right? But
right?
It's $500,000. Am I worth $500,000? No, I'm not worth $500,000. I do not have $500,000 in equity or anything else built up. I have less than that. Now, do I have more?
This is a really goofy claim. Cause if you ask most people how much money do you have, I don't think a lot of people would include their house. Because obviously that grossly exaggerates how much that you have. Like, if I said how much I was worth, if I included my house and, my car and material possessions and stuff like that, it would make me seem like a lot bigger a baller than I am. But if you ask me, what money do you have? What's in my bank account? Not so much, That's what people are asking you, Boogie. People aren't asking you, are you a millionaire? Because his house apparently is worth $400,000 or something. I don't remember what he keeps claiming, but he keeps claiming different amounts for his house. So then immediately it's like that. People want to know how much you have in your bank. That's pretty much what people want to know. Because people want to know if you'll go broke or you spend $10,000 on this charity stream, you dickhead.
More than $10,000? Yes, I have more than $10,000, obviously. $10,000 is not going to make me broken. But I'm definitely not a millionaire. And I'm definitely not worth $500,000. I got a long way. You earn $4,000, $100,000 a year? God, I wish. I did 1 year. There was 1 year I made $400K. But I definitely...
Made 400? Well, he's claimed that he made 1 million, well, nearly 1 million in 2018. However, lost that because of divorce. So now he's saying he made what was it?
$100,000 a year. God, I wish. I did 1 year. There was 1 year I made $400K. But okay. I definitely don't.
So 1 year he made 400,000. 1 year he made 400,000. And he's not saying last year I made 400,000. Okay, so that's debunked. His whole claim that in 2018 he made $1 million. Okay, cool, 100%. Glad to know that. Thanks, Boogie.
I'll make that now. But here's the thing. Here's what I can tell you. And I just want to be as honest with you as I can. Somebody in chat said they are sleeping in their truck right now. Listen to me. Listen to me right now. If you guys are struggling, okay, here's what I want to prove to you. Here's what I want to prove to you, okay? Let me serve as an example of what you can do. I have been homeless, and through some luck, a lot of luck, some persistence, my inability and unwillingness to give up, I now have a home. Right?
Okay. Okay, see, the way he uses the word homeless is the very loose definition of the word homeless, where it is like, oh, well, I technically didn't own a home. You lived with a friend. You lived with Chad. You know, you weren't on the lease. That was your definition of homeless. But you lived with Chad. It's not like Boogie was not living on the streets. He wasn't sleeping in a shelter or anything like that. He always says homeless. And I feel like a lot of people say homeless. It's like, oh, I'm homeless. It's like, you're not. You live somewhere. Like, it might not be yours, but you live somewhere. You're not homeless, you know? Boogie uses that a lot, and it's very untrue, and it's something I don't like him doing because, like I said, he goes on to do this. So it's like, oh, well, use me as an example. Firstly, that sounds very egotistical and dickheadish that I should be a role model for you. It's true that it's a lot of luck. It's not persistence and all, but the whole persistence and unwillingness to give up. It's like, this is a stream where you're talking about killing yourself, so I don't... Stay away from that because you sound like a fucking idiot. But the whole, like, use me as an example. How many other people are going to eat themselves to 600 pounds and live off disability? How many other people? Like, you're not someone to aspire to be. The dude lived so badly that he ate himself to 600 pounds, lived on disability, whilst working a side job, getting paid under the counter so he could afford, you know, that affecting his disability and having to pay tax on and stuff like that. He got paid under the counter in, like, vouchers and shit like that. So, like, once again, another tax evasion shit. So, you know, we should never listen to him when it comes to economics in any way because he's not a good person for it. But, like, you then got big on YouTube. Like, getting big on YouTube is incredibly lucky. It's a massive amount of luck. It's an impossible amount of luck. And the way that you got big on YouTube was to ritually humiliate yourself. To ritually humiliate. Sell yourself. Sell your... Like, some people talk about Wings of Redemption selling his mental health. Boogie arguably did worse than that because he sold his pride. He made himself a fucking laughingstock. That was his whole thing. And then how he got it was his Draw My Life. That was another big boost to his income. They're doing the Draw My Life thing, which was more manipulation because I don't believe half the shit he said in it there anymore. So, like, that's how Boogie made his money. Don't be like, hey, for you guy in the chat living in your truck, use me as an example. You can make it. It's like, yeah, guy living in the truck, fingers crossed, you're able to get on disability so you can fleece the government and other taxpayers, and then hopefully you'll go viral on YouTube, which is impossible nowadays, especially as a fat weirdo. Because how many fat weirdos are there on YouTube? Boogie was incredibly lucky, and it was very much a right place, right time kind of deal. Acting like he should be treated as a fucking martyr, not martyr, what am I fucking saying? Acting as a role model is insanity, to put it bluntly.
But here's what I will address. Okay? There are people out there, and I hope you clip this for Reddit. I do, because I think this is very important. This goes
just
over
Reddit, not Reddit. Kiwi Farms. No, not Kiwi Farms.
Guys, do me a favor. Clip this out. Put it on Reddit. Share it for them. Okay.
As Frank also says, Reddit lives rent free in this guy's head. Rent free. But weird is, like I said, weird. He's not mentioning Kiwi Farms. He's not mentioning Kiwi Farms. You know, that hate group. You know, the one that actually started it all and is literally coming after him, is going to murder him and everything like that. Weird he's not mentioning Kiwi Farms during this little segment, but okay. Weird.
There are people out there who only care about destroying me. They only care about the fact that I'm fat and weird and ugly and they don't like me. Those people do exist.
They don't. Do you know what? They don't. There is no one, and I will bet everything on this. There is no one on earth who only cares about destroying you. Only cares about... They care about nothing else. They only care about destroying you. Fuck off, Boogie. That is ridiculous. Stop it. This such a victimhood mentality is embarrassing. Oh, there's some people out there who only want to destroy me. Do you know what I do when I finish these streams and stuff like that? I don't even think about you. I don't even think about you. If I see you go live, I might jump on, or if I think it's one you might delete, I might jump on and stick it on the screen record or something like that. That's the best you'll get from me. That's the best you'll get from me. I'll check your Twitter occasionally. That's why every once in a while when you block me on Twitter, I'm like, for fuck's sake, now I can't get notifications when he posts. You know, like, because I might forget to check if you don't say something. Like, I'm sure there are lots of tweets I miss because I don't check. I check them once a day, like. You know, I'm sure there's those, like, dumb deleted tweets that I will miss because he deletes tweets all the time. But I only check once a day because I'm not sitting there on his Twitter constantly. But Boogie thinks this is what people are like. Boogie seriously thinks everyone's just sitting there waiting for him to do stuff like planning and plotting. No one cares about you, Boogie. The Kiwi Farms doesn't care about you. No one cares about you, Boogie. Stop it. That's cringe. Cringe, bro.
And I don't care about those people.
You talk about them
what
constantly.
What I do care about is there are people out there who have called me out on my shit. I have said some stupid, offensive stuff. Mm-hmm. I have made some stupid, offensive jokes.
That you don't take ownership for, refuse to apologize for. Do apology videos like the one at the start of August where you're like, guys, I'm sorry? Because you can't actually apologize for anything. Because you can't say, yeah, don't know what, I've said something stupid. It always has to be, God, do you know what, I said something stupid. Also, by the way, it wasn't actually my fault because there's all these different reasons that it wasn't my fault. Just be, yeah, do you know what, I fucked up. I own it. I said something bad. I said something stupid. Gamer moment. Whatever. Like, that would be a better excuse than, oh, but the thing is, actually, guys, you don't realize that actually, you know, 40 years ago, someone was mean to me. Okay, cool, Boogie, 100%.
Shared things in my private life I should not have shared. I've done things I am not proud of. Mm-hmm. Things that I will regret for the rest of my life.
Hello, Aussie.
And there are people out there that are disappointed by those things.
There aren't.
There are people out there that are hurt about those things.
There aren't. No one's heard about those things.
I care about.
No one actually is heard about those things.
So if you just want to destroy me, I don't care about you. I'm not going to listen to you. I don't care about that.
This is a dude who, across, like, every single time Kiwi Farms went down for 30 minutes, he would rush to Twitter and be like, they're gone. They're finally gone. I can actually live my life again. I can finally survive. They're gone. I'm free. And then, like, they come back up and he immediately, like, deletes his Twitter tweets and stuff like that and deletes his video he just uploaded and stuff like that. And then once they go down again, he thinks it's down for good. He uploads, like, 2 videos in a fucking week. Like, but yeah, he doesn't think about the hate. He doesn't think about trolls or anything like that. He's mentioned Reddit every time he's talked about donations so far in this fucking stream. Every single time he's like, send it to Reddit and tell them to donate it. They want to make me bankrupt. Every single time. But it's, oh yeah, but you don't think about them. You don't talk about them. Fuck off.
But for the people who are here because they want me to do better, because they want me to be better, they want me to serve as a better example, I understand that. And I get that. And I agree with that. So I'm trying hard to do that. That's what today is about. Today is about trying to show those people that I can be better, that I can do better. And we're dedicating my birthday instead of eating dinner with my friends.
It sucks that you think doing better is a charity live stream. It sucks that your idea of, I want to show to everyone that I can do better because you're just doing a charity live stream. Like, it's Ethan Ralph, who is a total irredeemable piece of shit. Way worse of a person than Boogie is. Way worse of a person than Boogie is. And this is even having a tiny following, even compared to Boogie's tiny following. Ethan Ralph is a massive piece of shit. But he's probably more enjoyable to watch because he's such a piece of shit. He's actually enjoyable like that. But the thing is, he is such a piece of shit. He did a charity live stream and he raised considerably more money than Boogie did. Without having to double it at the end and add a little bit extra. He made considerably more. And he's like, an alt-right. You know, the left loves calling anyone slightly right-wing a Nazi. Like, this is a guy you could probably argue is a Nazi, and you'd have a little bit of fucking wiggle room with it. The dude's literally married to, like, a weird pedophile creature, and, like, he made a charity live stream. It doesn't make him a good person. Logan Paul was a massive cunt, like, what? I don't even remember how, 4 years, 5 years ago? I don't remember how long ago the Japan thing was. He was a massive, massive piece of shit. He did charity streams, and well, not charity streams, but he did charity donations and all. It doesn't make him a good person. Boogie, however, has released tweets where he said, like, oh, well, Logan Paul donates $250,000. Immediately he should be forgiven for everything he did in Japan. Because that's how Boogie sees it. Boogie thinks, oh, if I do a charity, everyone should, forgive me. I give money to charity. I'm such a good person. But that's not how it works, Boogie. That's not the real world. Like, what the fuck are you talking about,
Instead of hanging
bro?
out with my friends.
What friends?
We're now here.
We're now here.
Raising money for charity. We're spending my money on charity.
Oh, your money.
And we're spending your money on charity.
You make it sound like
And
such an undertaking you're doing. You're
hoping
literally
we can make this
doing
a monthly thing.
What?
I'm hoping
A monthly charity stream? That certainly materialized. What the fuck are you talking about? You're making it seem like such an undertaking. Mate, you literally... I was tempted to do this as a live stream, and I looked at it, I was like, wow, this is actually really easy to do. Like, literally, you just click a few buttons. And it's not like Boogie has like 17 camera angles and a big planned out thing and even gameplay and all. He's literally sitting there. He can't even work out how to put a chat on screen. You know, he's literally just sitting there. Like, he's making it seem like such an undertaking. It's like, well, guys, I really went out of my way to do this.
we can do
this thing that I
frequently.
cancelled,
I'm hoping
but
that
had
we
to
can
do
make
because
a
I got
difference.
pressured into it.
We'll do To Write Love on Our Arms this time. Next time we'll do St. Jude's. Next time we'll do it for the other times.
St. Jude's. This is Boogie. Boogie doesn't know anything about charity. I am convinced of that. To Write Love on Her Arms was this one, and he's like, oh, I'm a big fan of To Write Love on Her Arms. That's the one Woody's gamer tag did. The guy Boogie sucked off during the King of the Web, and he was really obsessed over. Oh, we'll do St. Jude's next. Oh, so the one Ethan Ralph from the Kill Stream did, and really drew attention to. It's so every single charity he talks about are ones that other YouTubers already did, and he's just kind of copying along with them now because he couldn't even name a single other charity after that. It's like when he was going to do his Ukrainian thing back in March time. He said he was going to do the Ukrainian charity. He's like, oh, we'll donate to Ukraine. I don't know any charities, but we'll look into that and we'll decide a charity.
I'm hoping that maybe we can use their hate and their anger and their frustration.
What are you talking about?
To change the world for the better.
So this whole thing was a plan
and hopefully
to lure the trolls into donating their money because you said you'd match it. What is this? What even is this? What even is this? This is a guy who's like, oh, we'll donate up to 10,000, and the guy he made 8,000, and it was only like 5. I think it was about 4,500, 5,000 of his own money, something like that. And he's like, oh, well, I'm going to use their hate against them. And blah, blah, blah. Stop trying to make it seem like you're sacrificing yourself and drawing the hate to you so you can raise money for charity. This is embarrassing.
Change for better in the future as well.
Morning, folks. How you doing? This is kind of a wee supplemental bit at the end of the video because when I sat down and looked at it, I think I had about 4.5 hours of content. The original video was about 2 hours, 50 minutes long. A lot of it is me just watching Boogie do donation messages and all, so I wanted to trim it down. I wasn't going to upload 4.5 hours. It's just oftentimes is absolute shite, or me just kind of rambling about nothing, like I'm doing now. So I wanted to edit it down. I got through the first part before I took a break, and that's what this is here. So going to upload this as part 1. Part 2 I might be able to upload by this weekend. If you guys like these kind of rambling videos, let me know. A lot of people have asked, can you do a rambling video on this or this or this? And I do plan to try and get around to those, especially for like drunken rambles people want. I will be going out with some mates at the end of September, start of October, so I'll probably do a ramble video if I get home and I'm not absolutely fucking blitzed by a point. So, yeah, if you guys are liking this, I'm glad to hear it. Thank you so much. We're about 500 subscribers now, which is fucking insane. Like I said earlier in the video as well, I was tempted to maybe do some live streams. I'm not entirely sure yet. It kind of could be interesting. I wouldn't mind, interacting with people whilst I kind of ramble away with things, kind of bounce ideas off each other and joke around about shit. And also maybe do these on other people, like Wings of Redemption, DSP, Foodie Beauty, people like that. Maybe Pete's, I don't know. If you're interested in anything like that, or if there's anyone you want to recommend to me, give me a shout, and I'll maybe do a ramble along with one of their most recent streams. Who knows, guys? But yeah, thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for watching. That's the video. Have a good one. Bye-bye.